there, welcome to our lesson today. In the movies, many sound effects are used using machines or instruments, and you can make a lot of those sounds just yourself using your voice, your hands, your body. So some of the sounds in our story today are going to be things that you can make pretty easily, like a yawn or a galloping horse, or a light breeze, or a big wind. So those are all different ways that you can use your body. You can think about rubbing your hands together for something, or snapping, or clapping. Some of these effects we make in our class together. So we're going to read a story today, and then I'm going to pause after each object in the story that would make a sound, and you're going to use your voice and your body to make the sound effect for that story.
Here's a list of suggestions for sound effects we'll use in our story today. Practice your sounds as I read them off. An alarm clock, a yawn, a shower, a door opening, the opening of a drawer, birds singing, a light breeze, a distant train, a fierce wind, rain, a thunderstorm, a galloping horse, walking upstairs, a doorbell, the slam of a door closing, a cat, a witch laughing, a ghost, a monster, going downstairs, a motorcycle, a babbling brook, a frog, crickets, a splash, a blow dryer, popcorn popping, the crackling of a fire, and someone snoring. Now I'll read the story and you do the sound effects. This is the story of my scary day. One day I woke up to the sound of my alarm clock. I yawned and got out of bed. I took a shower. When I was done, I opened up my closet door and took out some of my clothes for the day. Then I opened my dresser drawer and took out the rest of my clothes and got dressed. I went downstairs and opened the front door. It was a beautiful day. There was a light breeze and birds were singing. Off in the distance, I heard a train coming. It grew closer and closer. I ran to the train and hopped on. I rode for a while until it suddenly stopped. I got off the train. The wind was blowing. It started to rain a little, then harder and harder. It turned into a thunderstorm. Off in the distance, I heard a horse galloping. It got closer and closer. I followed the horse to a spooky-looking house. I walked up the creaky stairs and rang the doorbell. The door opened by itself. I walked inside, and the door slammed behind me. I walked upstairs very slowly. Suddenly, something jumped out at me. But it was only a cat. I opened the door of the first room. I thought I heard a witch laughing. The sound grew louder and louder. I closed the door. I opened the door to the next room. I thought I heard a ghost. The sound grew closer and closer. I closed the door. I opened the door to the next room. I thought I heard a monster. The sound grew closer and closer. I closed the door and ran downstairs and outside. I heard a motorcycle coming. It screeched to a stop. It was my mom. She had been looking for me. I told her about the spooky house. She said I needed to hop on the back of the bike so she could take me to the park. She drove to the babbling brook. There were frogs and crickets along the banks of the brook. While I was peering down at them, I lost my balance and fell off the bike into the brook with a splash. My mom took me home and dried me off with a blow dryer. We popped popcorn and sat by the crackling fireplace until I fell asleep. Now that you've used your voice and body to create the sound effects in this story, check out the next video on Foley artists to see how they use found instruments to create the sound effects for movies.